Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where we are still in the unlost world, and reached the final area after we said farewell to Quiet's parents. How about we like Cahcuia to chase our dreams to the last? Let's have Cahcuia make some great memories. The Sanctuary of Exploration and Discovery. Quite fitting that Cahcuia's memories are here. Then with your consent, let's begin our adventure. Naturally, while we go about this, feel free to continue befriending Endless, and be sure to absorb the delightful scenery. I somehow anticipated this. I thought those things were some sort of enormous tree, but they're actually sculptures. The scenery is nothing short of remarkable. Do you think that XIV has managed to preserve it for the Endless? What a lovely garden. This particular garden is called Blooms of Discovery. Beautiful, isn't it? It's absolutely stunning. And they are all actual plants? They are indeed. These specimens were brought here hundreds of years ago for conservation, as a calamity had pushed them to the brink of extinction. So the stone is like a great conservatory. Precisely, my dear Quire. Here you find flora and fauna and the likes of which no longer exist elsewhere. Doesn't the thought just set your heart aflutter? I suppose I expect that some creatures I encounter outside of Dural may have cousins in this world. While I'm no expert on life in the reflections, it would make for an interesting study to compare them. Now there's an idea. Leave it to my pupil to think up such. Here we have not only a world-traversing adventurer and a veteran gleaner, but a pair of Sharlayan's finest scholars besides. It's a veritable gathering of inquisitiveness, and I'm thrilled to be a part of it. I can't recall the last time my mother was so excited. When it comes to inquisitiveness, I reckon I'm a match for both you and Erenville. Some creatures here do indeed appear to resemble those in Eorzea. Such was the case in the first two. Cahcuia looks awfully happy, doesn't she? To begin with, I'd like you to scout out the vicinity and report back with any points of note. It would be a good opportunity to speak with the locals. They're bound to be familiar with the area after all. As Elena Speer suggested, it would be interesting to compare the creatures here with those native to the source. I never ventured outside of Dural, so I look forward to your insights. Just leave it to us. I've only ever been to Sharlayan myself, but I'd like to think I know interesting when I see it. Of everyone, I dare say you've been to the most places. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. Specimen observing endless. Oh, hello there. What am I doing, you ask? Look up the trunk. See the plants within capsules? These are species that either can't survive in Windspath Gardens or would become invasive and disrupt the ecosystem. The capsules recreate the conditions they require, from tropical to frigid climes, while keeping them isolated. This way, any and all plant life can be preserved forever, just like ourselves. You see a creature wandering about that resembles the treants native to the 12th suit. The Timberman. The flower gardens appear to be meticulously maintained, if not by endless, then by machines. Did you know that even the water here is created using electrope? The initial product is too pure though, and adjustments have to be made so the composition resembles what's found in the natural environment. That's just one of the many things they do to create the ideal conditions for these plants to thrive. I don't know what's become of a world outside the barrier, but I should like to visit a lovely spot such as this in real life. Speaking of lovely spots, have you been to the top of this lookout here? It's a great vantage point and there's even a food stall in case you're hungry. There's real fish here, by the way. We're allowed to catch some, but I'd rather just watch them. So, if you want to throw a rod, if you want to throw a line, you can do that. After purchasing refreshments, you're free to sit at one of the tables if you like, or you can simply take it with you if you prefer. My ancestors aren't actually Exandrian, but hailed from a place called Conde Petit. They had some unique customs there. For example, when greeting someone you had to say "Lally-ho" in a spirited manner. Our settlement was also famous for a gigantic tree that grew nearby. It's so enormous that when you stood at its base, the roots covering the ground went beyond the horizon. The terminal here in Windspath Gardens is apparently inspired by that very tree, the Epha tree its name was. It may not be real, but it's nice to have it as a memento for posterity. While the arboretums of Charlian imitate natural environments, this place has a feel of an exhibit. In that sense, the word gardens does suit it well. There was a beast I'd never seen before. Welcome back, Desiree. Quail has just delivered to me a most fascinating report. You have some engaging impressions to share too, I hope. Well, that's very interesting indeed, but I must say I'm most fascinated by the ambulating trees. But there are similar creations in Opropasha. Could you tell me more about these treants as you know them? There are various subspecies, such as those with red leaves or a gnarled look. Is that so? Well, it makes sense they would adapt to their environment in this fashion. I imagine they need careful management to flourish, such as having specific varieties of trees around them. The management of ecosystems. That calls to mind labyrinthos, does it not? But it does. Lest you wonder, Labyrinthos is a storage facility deep beneath Sharlayan that contains the recreation of a temperate climate zone. Such a place exists, amazing. By the way, did anyone also catch sight of a large scalekin? A large scalekin, you say? What does it look like? Nothing I've seen before, but it has a rodent-like form and walks on all four. If it looks like a rodent, wouldn't it make it a beastkin? No, it's covered in scales, once it appeared to mimic succulent plants. By that, I would definitely classify it as a scalekin. Well, it's hard to say for certain without seeing it. Why don't you show me? Very well, it was in a flower field earlier and should still be near. Let's head over there then. When we find it, we'll see what's right. The two of you should come along too and lend us your opinions. Go on ahead this way. I'll let the others know and then join you. This is so exciting. Come on and help us find the creature. This is the area. The beast didn't give the impression that it moved frequently. You spot a beast resembling the Echivore you encountered in the first. That's the one there. I see. At a glance, it certainly has the look of both scalekin and beastkin. Let's examine it more closely, shall we? Tell me your observations. It's covered in plant-like scales. That's also the first thing I noticed. I guess those scales are for hiding in foliage. Having studied, I believe that the scales upon its back are in fact a unique form of hide. Rather than being shed, it grows with the creature. You may be right. If we consider that along with its other characteristics, such as its face and hands, it's more likely to be a beastkin like you said. A physical examination would be needed to confirm this beyond doubt, but I'm satisfied simply to have seen it. It seems you alone were familiar with the species. Where did you encounter it? The fairy kingdom of a first? Desiree has been to the very edge of existence. She has seen life that others could only imagine. Amazing. Creation truly holds no end of mysteries. Oh, how I'd love to see them all. The life beyond the bounds of our star and plane above. Looks like we're having fun. Hearing about the unknown never fails to rouse me. I felt the same when Ketenram and Galuf treated me to tales of their travels. You met my grandfather too? Didn't I already mention it? It was when Galuf came to Tural to investigate the Golden City. I happened to have business with Gulul Jaja, so we met in Tulional. Little did I know that the tiny baby was cradling was returned as you. To think that our paths had already crossed all these years ago. Not only yours and mine either. And then Shapia was there too, you know? I don't remember. It's quite fine if you don't. It was actually because Galuf told me about Charlene that I later urged El Shapia to take up gleaning. My fuzzy Banban was growing up dour and withdrawn, and it was when I was at my wit's end that I recalled your grandfather's story about gleaners. Seeing the world through their adventures would inspire a change for better, I believed. I'm sorry I was dour and withdrawn. If you ask me, you still have some work to do, but it's because you're way, but you're with us now, and I for one am grateful. Well, let's keep moving, shall we? There's a facility I've been wanting to visit, the Cahcuia Museum of Nature. They're supposed to have creatures that take you on leisure flights. That's just one problem. It seems only 3 people can fly at one time. And you and Aaron should go, the rest of us still have plenty of other things we can do here. If there's room for one more, why don't you come with us, Desiree? Alright. When it's settled, the museum is on the bottom of a ramp that runs west of Lane Note Arrow. Come on. So it's the Vieras, Johnny. All this time, my grandfather was the common thread between us. Do not mind us and just enjoy yourselves. We shall explore a little more, then make our way to the terminal. Look after Aaronville for me. It does look the part of this museum. I must say I'm curious what's inside. Hello there, come to ride the Mevapias, have you? Here it is, the Cahcuia Museum of Nature. The main building is closed due to the airfare shortage, but happily they're still offering leisure flights. And these are the fellows that repair us? How adorable. They don't look capable of flight. Come now, you know better than to judge a creature by its appearance. This would be great, just know it. I know one shouldn't judge by appearance, but still. Beg your pardon, but this is where we can go on a leisure flights, yes? Indeed it is. Bearing you will be our adorable Mevapiaras, who are specially trained by a Turali friend. Just have a word and we will send you up and up and away. Up, away. There you have it. Shall we then? You ready? Then go ahead and mount up. The Mevapiaras fly a set route, so you need only relax and enjoy the view. How exhilarating! I'll be damned, they really do fly. Hey, the way we're flying in formation, don't we look like migrating birds? Except we're on giant rodents. Speaking of migrating birds, the Malad is where your name comes from. Did I ever tell you that? But I knew, but I learned it from the shamaness, not from you. A migrating bird can fly anywhere it desires, even across oceans to distant continents. And you've done just that, my clever Malad. I'd thank you not to call me that. Oh dear, is it over already? Time really does fly when you're having fun. What a joy to see living memory from up high. Ah, that was wonderful. An experience worth saving from the very end. You two enjoyed yourself as well, I trust. It was enjoyable enough, I suppose. For my fuzzy bun with high praise, I'm glad I invited you and Desiree. Thank you for indulging me. If I could, I'd go for another 100 rides, but I must settle for one. It's time we head to the aero terminal. If there's still things you wish to do, you want to do them now. When you're ready, make your way along the path yonder. I'll find the others and let them know the same. Arundel? She's only facsimile constructed from her memories, I understand this. But when she's right there, as alive and spirited as I've ever known her, how am I supposed to do it? How am I supposed to erase her? Does she even know how it tears me apart? The greenery is breathtaking, don't you agree? Lush, fragrant, and, for mercy, free of insects. Find beetles in particular to be repulsive. I've seen none as of yet, but I fear it's only a matter of time before they wear their despicable hats. will be hard, but let us send Cahcuia off with a smile. It's not fair. We saw you from below. It looks like you were having fun. We'll be there for Erenville.
How delightful this has been. Not since my journey with the Dawn Servant have I enjoyed myself so. No, I'm selling it short. This was even better. And that's because I was able to share this adventure with my darling boy. Well, this is as far as I can go. As for the rest...
Just stop. You're doing it again. Deciding everything by yourself, and then disappearing.
Eleneshpia, you're my pupil, so you ought to understand. Everything that lives must one day die, and that which has died isn't meant to return. This is the way of nature. Mine is an unnatural existence, and I've suffered it only because I had to unmake this twisted mausoleum. But now that brave souls have appeared to whom I might entrust my mission, I may finally embrace the end. Can't you be happy for me?
How could I be happy?
I was actually quite scared, you see. Scared that I'd be trapped inside the barrier forever and denied the thrill of discovery for all my days. Your coming gave me courage and comfort, Eleneshpia. More than you know. And now here I stand, unburdened and free. In this moment, the happiest of my life.
And those feelings will live on.
As you wish, Mother. I'll continue what you began. You were right, of course. Leaving home has broadened my horizons. I've met my friends and found this place. So I bid you leave your dreams with me. And know, I'll go where you couldn't go, and do what you couldn't do. I will.
Look at you. All grown up and dependable. Yet with so much more ahead. A world of experiences await you, each a lesson of its own. You may know failure and burning regret, but these too shall become beacons to guide you. So come what may, hold your head high and carry on with conviction. And wherever your journeys take you, keep me close to your heart, will you? I should like to be there, to see what I haven't seen.
You will be, Mother.
Now, run along. And never forget that you're my pride and joy. I trust you all can handle the rest? Take care, and farewell.
Let's go. I couldn't have asked for a more fulfilling final hours than these. I'm so happy to have met you, Desiree. You and everyone. Thank you for the memories. And thank you for watching over my erlernten Speer. You'll be fine now, I know it. Let's see our task through to the end. No more doubts. I will shut the terminal down. We carry on, with their hopes and memories in our hearts. We leave this to you, Erenville. I won't waver. Not anymore. If you're ready yourselves, then so am I.
That makes all of them.
All that remains is to wait for the meso-terminal to become vulnerable when it's about to initiate fusion. And then we strike.
Please be advised, we are entering the final phase of world bridging. Repeat, we are entering the final phase of world bridging. The ether of all residents will shortly be replenished. Be at ease. No action on your part is required. We thank you for your patience.
Wait, it's already begun?
And we need to hurry. We won't let Cahcuia's hope be in vain. No time for tears, just as well. Let us finish this. Not a moment too soon. It's as if she's saying she won't let us do as we please anymore. Through our time here, we've come to know what it is Sween seeks to protect. But it doesn't change what we have to do. Dawn Trail. We'll carry out Cahcuia's plan. It's our best chance at stopping Xreen. It will be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt. We are all prepared, I assume? That goes without saying. Come, let's head to the Meso Terminal. And I bet this will be a dungeon. I will do my part too. Whatever it takes, we must protect that which you hold dear. My parents are watching over us, I'm sure of it, as is my grandfather. No good. It seems we can't simply shut down the Meso Terminal like the others. Not surprising in the least. My mother did tell us its defenses are tight. But she also left us a means of circumventing them. A program that will send your souls into the terminal's memory banks. Therein lies a virtual domain generated by Xreen's memories. So we would venture into this domain and then seek out and stop Xreen? If our souls are transferred in their entirety, dying in that domain would be no different from dying outside of it. There's no guarantee of safe return. Nonetheless, that's a risk we must take. We've already come this far. I'll be damned if I'm going to turn back now. By meeting the Endless, I've gained a better understanding of Xreen and the burden she bears. I want to say a few things to her when we meet again, even if it doesn't make a difference. Whatever happens, we won't let Xreen walk her misguided path any longer. It's our duty as for living. I do all I can to provide support. Mother's instructed me on her program as well as the world within the terminal. I also keep an eye on your bodies while you're gone. Should it come to it though, I won't hesitate to call on our comrades outside. I'm acutely aware of my limits. Upon entering the terminal, we will most certainly meet with fierce resistance from its defenses. Then there's Xreen herself. In order to initiate interdimensional fusion, she said that she intends to erase her own memories. What manner of entity she will become as a result, none can say. And if she invokes the key and opens portals to other worlds, she would have access to vast amounts of effort to bring to bear against us. We must be prepared for anything. Whatever we encounter won't change our objective, and it won't change what I'll do. Come, my friends, it's time to settle this. Alexandria now accessible. Come back alive, do you hear? Else I can't repay you for everything you've done. Since we have heard of the final days, it's been one existential threat after another, and now lives in all reflections hang in the balance. But considering the key and the power it wields, I cannot help but feel a sense of destiny in our being here. Would you not agree, my friend? As much as we've been able to learn, there's still much and more we do not know about the key. What I do know, however, is that interdimensional fusion must be stopped. This is a mission I've inherited from my parents, and I will see it done. A part of me still clings to the hope that we can avoid fighting Xreen, but even if we can't, I want to see our people and their legacy live on. I don't know what awaits at the end of this path, but together, we walk it all the way. Okay, but I end this episode here and we continue with a dungeon next time. Until then, I'm Mace and don't get lost.